AP. I don't know. It was fun.
Well, I
I
mean,
always like using like the big Gatling guns and making people explode on that game,
fucking
and their arms would fall over the place.
see with the newer ones though, I like is that they still have AP and shit, but what it is it's like it goes into like almost a slow. What's what they call it? They call it VATS,
Yeah.
but basically it's a focus mode. And you can pick individual
Yeah.
fucking limbs that you want to hit. I actually broke the legs of a Deathclaw once with a minigun.
Nice.
Me and my buddy dropped an eighth of mushrooms each, and we're sitting there, and I was like, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna go fight this Deathclaw. He's like, the one that kicked your ass earlier? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck it up. He's like, all right, dude, I'm tripping hardcore, right? So when I fought the Deathclaw originally, it was just a regular Deathclaw when he killed me. I went back in there again, and the game changed it to a legendary albino alpha Deathclaw. Like, this guy was one step below a matriarch. I'm like, I walk in, me, guys. Motherfucker charges me, right? I just dump 500 rounds, and all of a sudden he drops. And he's still moving. I'm looking at my boy, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? He's like, dude, you just broke that Deathclaw's legs. That does not happen. Deathclaw's just sitting there trying to reach me, and I just shot it like 500 more times in the face.
Nice.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
it was great.
I got raped. Just all I experienced with one. I didn't mean to run into it. I was like low level and had shit, just wandering around and stuff like that, being going into areas I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And ran into a Deathclaw, and he just ravaged my life. I was like, no, that was quick. I tried to run, but he just caught me. So
He's like, not today, motherfucker.
yeah, I was like, it's not that good.
But yeah, no, Fallout's fun. Again, I kind of, like, after you brought the whole Witcher MMO thing, I'm like, I'm almost tempted to send CG Projekt Red a fucking email. Like, create an open world Witcher MMO.
Bro, like, where you can all be Witchers or Sorcerers, like, you can switch between the two or whatever, like, fuck, you could even do Archers in there, like, like...
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
shit,
know.
you can even be like a Redanian soldier or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, you could build your little tank class, you could have your Witcher be your DPS.
Well, I mean, shit, you can even build a
have
tank
a
Witcher, though, too, because, like, the School of the Bear, that's all defensive vitality.
Oh, well, no, yeah, your Witcher would be, like, your your melee class / magic or your tank class. Like, you have those 3 different builds to use. And you could basically do that with each class, is have 3 different builds for each class. 3 different for your mage, 3 different for your Rodanian warrior. Basically be like a Witcher, but without magic. They could have like more shouts and stuff like that. I guess like voice of inspiration type shit. I mean, yeah, you have your elves and shit like that. They could be your archers and rogues, or just make them a ranger. You just do a ranger, which is a combo of a rogue and archer. Yep.
The Scatoli. That'd be actually... So there's a lot they could do with that.
Well, and yeah, there's different factions. You can be the different factions and stuff like that too. Like, and then that could be your PvP. Is like, oh, you're part of this or this army, and you're part of this army, or whatever,
Right. I mean, well, they could also pull like.
I think we're onto something, man.
They could also pull like the war in the 3rd game, how it's Nilfgaard versus fucking the North. They could put shit like that.
Isn't there like 3 or 4 different factions?
Yeah, you got, what was it? You got Nilfgaard, the Rodanians, fucking Skellige. There's a lot of different. There's more than 4 definitely.
You could even make the Witcher people have their own class too, their own guild.
Well, they do.
Whatever that's called.
You got, there's like 5 different schools. You got the Manticore, the Wolf.
Oh, and you got your sorcerer guilds too.
Oh yeah, the Lodge of Sorceresses. That's another one. You figure with just the fucking with the Witchers, you got at least 5 schools. So you go have the Bear, the Manticore, the Wolf, the Griffin, and the Cat. So,
damn.
And then the Lodge of Sorceresses, that's a whole other fucking thing that you could do with.
Just saying, man, I think we're onto something.
You were onto something. All I did was just piggyback off your idea and kind of throw some extra shit in there.
Yeah, but well, I mean, if you reach out to a company and they like your idea, just throw me a little bit of change. You know what I mean? Give me a
So
few percent.
I'll be like, no, this isn't even my idea. A buddy of mine came up with it. Like Grand Theft Auto, I think they paid somebody. They fixed a glitch or something, or they fucking did something, and Rockstar actually gave them money. I was like, so if I'll pitch this shit to CD. I'm like, come on, guys. It's like you could send this game out broken and people would still buy it.
Bro, I could sit in a room all day and think of different video game ideas if they would. If I wish I had the knowledge and the intelligence to create them.
Oh, so before like Days Gone and shit, one of my roommates back in the day, me and him were talking about creating an open world MMO zombie game. Just kind of like how Days Gone is, where you can create shit, but there was a whole other like building and system to it. Like we were gonna let you go through and like.
Well, apparently DayZ is like that. DayZ is pretty.
Yeah, except we weren't as punishing as DayZ, because DayZ is like extremely you die, you lose everything. We weren't gonna be like that. It would be more like have you ever heard of Last Days on Earth on the mobile phone?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well,
yeah, I think
it's kind of how my game was because LOD lets you build your own fucking base and you get to craft shit. You kind of fucking scavenge and scour. Except the game would have been on console and PC, and it would have been a lot deeper. Like you can go into an empty building and be like, okay, I want to take these 3 buildings and build them into a complex, so I can fucking turn it into a shop or fucking a store and sell shit out of it. Blah blah blah, whatever. You'd also have to worry about hordes coming through and wiping your shit out. Other players coming in and destroying shit in your base or making it fun. Like like if this is a zombie apocalypse, these are the things you're gonna have to look out for. And then I was also setting up like different zones, like a beginner zone where it's like this is levels 1 through 5 should probably stay here to get some shit. And then there's the black zone which is like 50 plus, and that's where like some crazy shit was going on. Plus we had like 3 different factions started and talking about. Well, like I said, we fleshed it out pretty well. It's just neither one of us could program a game, and nor did we have the money to fucking do it. So.
Yes. Very, very far away. Where exactly? Nosy.
Fucking poor people problems.
Right.
Well, hopefully one day that won't be a problem.
No, you wouldn't like that.
Shit.
Fucking bro, I've been watching my crypto. I don't know if you're invested in that shit at all, but the stuff has been bouncing lately, especially with China doing a crypto ban.
That and fucking, did you hear about what the government's trying to do? They're trying to fucking centralize all the banks to the government so they can run it. I'm like, wow. Like now I'm just kind of either gonna close my bank accounts and just be strictly cash, or just go to fucking crypto, because.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping, is because of how shitty the banks are. Like JAR is saying that now that like basically they can spy on your banks if your account has like more than like so many hundreds or thousands of dollars or whatever going in and out of it.
Yep, they can.
Apparently they can just like look at your bank account whenever they want.
They're also trying to figure out a way to tax people if they make more than $600 from Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal as well. When it used to be like $20,000 was the threshold before you had to document anything. Now it's $600, and that's and it's for business transactions. But the article said that even you can still get sent a tax return form even if it's just personal shit. So say somebody sent you $600 for they're loaning you money. Mm-hmm. The government will take that and look at it as, that was $600 as a business transaction. You owe us money on that. It's like now I'm like, well, because that's how I kind of put money in my Chime account is through PayPal, which I have apps and shit on my phone that I fucking play and they'll pay me out. It's kind of how I've been, getting my money together for my fucking headphones. If they do that shit, that just fucks me. It totally it totally fucks my plan right there.
Yeah.
Those bards have stuffed your head with their foolish romances.
Motherfuckers.
Here we are gabbing away,
steam's gone. Got a
Yeah,
douse
man.
the cold.
If I didn't need money for bills and stuff like that, I'd be putting more money into crypto. But I gotta hold on to my money for right now.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue though too. Is I don't really have the money to invest in the crypto right now.
Have you got saunas too?
Because I'm trying to use the money that I do get to keep buying more products so I can fucking save my money so I can go buy a fucking vending machine or whatever.
Yep. Alright, man. Food's ready real quick. I'm gonna eat real quick, but I'll be right back.
No worries.
I'm just gonna play video games the rest of the night anyways, but I'm gonna eat real quick.
For sure.
You know, I don't really have a home. I'm a traveller.
Ah, that's right. Where was your ship headed?
Ship?
We fished you out of the sea. We thought you were in a shipwreck.
Yes, my ship. We set sail from Novigrad.
And what brings you to Skellige?
I'm here looking for someone.
Not your betrothed, I hope.
Why?
Did it break Skjald's heart? He's head over heels for you, girl. Sat at your bedside all the day, staring like he was
I
by
need
a
to
master.
trade flowers to
Astrid, I
Jags.
asked you not to tell her. Well, now the milk's spilt. You fancy Skjald?
I'm going to move the defensive end.
I must say, he's rather handsome.
Half the village sighs when he passes, but he likes you. A mysterious beauty, a rose out of the sea foam. Give it a rest, you're intolerable today.
Listen, it's lovely sitting here with you, but I really must go now.
I understand. Who'd want to stay in this hole? We're all related 3 times over and the air stinks of fish. I can't see how you're related to anyone here. No one in Lofoten groans and twitches quite like you do. Sit down and be quiet. Child, Skjald certainly has readied the horses for now. But before you go, you ought to take a quick jump in the water. It'll do you good.
I suppose.
Head through the door and you'll see the pier. Be careful. It's slippery.
Thank you once more.
And once more, there's no need. God bless your journey.
You're here. The horses are ready.
As am I. Shall we ride?
Listen, I hope... My sister, she didn't talk any nonsense to you, did she?
No. Except to mention that you fancy me.
Stab into this party. Stab into this party. Yeah, I will later. Yeah, that's not even on right now. Fuck it.
sight, isn't it? You are very... But, you know what? Let's ride. You're in a hurry and it'll be dark soon.
You're right. I hope to come back here one day. We can finish our conversation then.
Sounds dangerous.
I didn't intend it to.
I'll take Njord. You can ride Greyback. She's old, but she'll make the...
Run for your lives!
You stay here! I'll go and...
I can look after myself.
What was that?
The Wild Hunt.
Ragnarok? The world's end?
No, not yet. But I must go. It's here for me.
Get on the horse. I'll show you the way to the rock.
You should stay. See to Astrid, your mum.
Afterwards. Once I'm sure you'll make it. Let's go. Watch out! Ride, silly! Don't look back! Faster! Faster! They're catching up!
Stupid. Shitty ass horse.
What?
There's nobody here. There's nobody here. This guy finally joins. I get to my game when I want. I'll simulate the whole season if I want. No, I'll play my game later.
What became of that creature?
I'll force it to the end. Boom! Nobody plays. No, I'll get to it later. I just don't feel like dealing with Dalvin Cook. Kinda want to kill some shit with.
What?
Sure did. You lost 37-31, so.
To whom?
By New England?
Be gone.
Did you get beat by New England twice? Hey, you understand what it's like to be a Dolphins fan for the last 20 years.
Be gone, I say.
Yeah, see, games like, you Davis Mills, this is what you get. Top flight quarterback. You know, all I see is Davis Mills. You remember Friday After Next, where, what the fuck is it? Mike Epps' character is like, what was it? Top flight security of the world, Craig. That's Davis Mills. I'm top flight quarterback of the world, Craig. That's all I see right now.
What happened to the garden?
It died. Like I said, a spell.
See, I don't understand how you have so many. Like, you turned it down, and you still have more turnovers than anybody I know.
I knew you'd protest. No sense
Like,
of decency
I
or
turned it down on our franchise too, and I don't have like, even when I had it at 50, I did not have as many turnovers as you did. Like,
Fine now.
and I've had
Spell.
either that
Imagine putting a wriggling
or you're just like Davis Mills is fucking Matt Murdock, just firing the ball down there blind. I swear to God, I should just make you a quarterback, fucking just blind as shit, call him Matt Murdock. I really wish you could do that, make a fucking blind man.
Could have shown some sympathy for the boy.
Pocket presence. Oblivious. Doesn't have a clue the pressure's coming because he can't hear it. He can't see it. I'll put. You know what? I'll make him deaf and blind. Make him Helen Keller.
Do you understand?
I got dog football. I'm sure you can. 1001001.
But not here, all right? I don't wish to stay a moment longer.
The garden! Our garden! How could you? We helped! And you! Inconceivable!
Now.
Don't you dare try to calm me! We'd every right to be furious! Furious! And you will pay for
Wow. Game's like, no, motherfucker. And you gave up 3. No, I think you should. I think that you shouldn't give up on Kyle Pitts early. Okay, he's not a catching traffic guy yet. If he's got one-on-one for the most part, he should beat that. Is he going to drop some passes? Probably. Well, that's just the game. That's just the game making. Well, no, I mean, because their game will do that at times, where it's like all of a sudden, like these linebackers have just immaculate fucking coverage. I mean, trust me, I get the frustration. I mean, I've never had 11 turnovers in a game, but I've had some hoe-ass turnovers where it's like that bouncing shit. I love it when it's like you throw it in the air and it deflects and then all of a sudden goes like 30 yards backwards and then into somebody else. All right. And see, what's it going to be like next year when you spend that first round pick on that tight end, and he has a couple of games or he has a game where he drops the ball. You're like, fuck this guy, fucking Goomba fucked me by telling me about this guy. It's like, whoa, bro, you give up on people too easily. Like, I've had games where, yes, I've had games like that. I've had games like that, yes. I've had games like that. It frustrates the shit out of me. Trust me. I'm like, why the fuck are you dropping passes? Like, you're wide fucking open on a slant. How'd you drop that, you stupid fuck? Like, trust me. Everybody, receivers, tight ends, halfbacks, everybody. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who. Yeah, I've had games like that where all of a sudden it's like I got receivers that got good hands and they're just dropping passes like ain't shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, no, it's just, I understand your frustration. I mean, yes, I do, because I gotta play Minnesota, who has Tunsley and Cooks on it now. So now they got 3 good receivers and a fucking all-pro tight end or all-pro lineman. And I'm like, god damn it. Now that's why Kirk Cousins has 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions through fucking 4 games. I'm like, totally makes sense. I'm like, god damn it, Kirk Cousins is not this good. I fucking hate Kirk Cousins. He's not that good. Yeah, he's got 2,400 yards already. I saw how many yards he's got. I'm not even worried about him. Like, I'm not even sweating that. I'm like, not even worried about that, because in 2 years he's not even going to be in Houston. So, shit, by next year he might be gone. He might have a bad game week 8, and you're like, fuck this guy. There's only one person on your squad. There's only one person on your squad that doesn't matter if he has a bad game. He could rush for a negative 100 yards, and you would still keep him because you would just blame the offensive line. You would blame everybody else but him having a bad game. Games he doesn't have bad. See, and then I'm like, man, I'll go out and go like 19 to fucking 33 for like 178 yards, 2 touchdowns and 4 picks. I'm like, man, I had a shit game. I was playing like ass. You're like, nah, my offensive line played like shit. It's like, or you just kept running into the defense. No, that's not it. It's like, you're just a shitty quarterback, Anthony. I am an all-pro running back. Don't give me this. So I'm like, It's like I don't care if you set the league on fire with your rookie. I don't care. My guy's all pro. Your guy's a bum. It's like, I'm like, okay, my guy's a bum. He a bum. Oh, you gonna bum his way to the Super Bowl. But yeah, fucking. I gotta remember the fucking trade Trey Flowers to the Jaguars at next season. You traded Brandon Cooks and Jeremy Tunsley to the fucking Vikings, and you're like, Brandon Cooks is an 83 overall receiver and Tunsley's that left tackle. So I'm like, this boy literally made Minnesota better. Now they're all of a sudden they're on Aaron Rodgers level. I'm like, what the fuck? They're as good as the Pack. I'm like, no. I'm like, get the fuck out. It's like he literally fucked me. He's like, hey, you enjoy it? Hey, I know this is going to be kind of a challenging year. You're basically playing with one hand behind your back because your quarterback is fucking Jared Goff. Not bad, but it's like you're playing with one hand behind your back. Davis Mills is also a rookie. So, you know, and I really think that Jared Goff's kind of overrated. Like, but I'm like, whatever. I think he's overrated. He's my fucking quarterback. I think he's fucking overrated. So I'm like, actually, because you already played the game, you can't trade. You can't trade in the middle of the week. You realize I will stack Jacksonville's defense, right? Next year when you play them, you will not run the fucking ball on them. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, now you know how I felt. Couldn't stop Minnesota's fucking offense. I couldn't get to Kirk Cousins. Couldn't stop Brandon Cook. None of them motherfuckers. So, good luck. Now you're facing an all-pro front seven. Have fun. I'm like, see, I took those L's. I took them with a smile, and I'm like, I won't forget this. Drops. He had that. He has that in real life. Okay. Jalen Waddle. See, here's what I think Jalen Waddle is. He's a fucking better version of fucking Henry Ruggs. Actually, he's kind of, in my opinion, Jalen Waddle's in between of Jerry Jeudy last year and Henry Ruggs. He's got Ruggs speed, but he's a good route runner like Jeudy was. But yeah, hands. It's with the one thing I've noticed with him is that if he has any sort of slight fucking person around him, doesn't even have to touch him. He's gonna kind of drop the ball. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Drops the ball.
Will you say nothing else?
Hollywood Brown would actually make that.
I shall make sure all Skellige hears what you did here.
He actually would fucking make those catches, though. Watch. But the thing is, though, is that Brown is fucking only 5'9". Oh, by the way, AB will fucking be available too in free agency for fucking dirt ass cheap. Just so you know, like, if you need somebody who's gonna fucking move the chains for you, it's AB. Like, the only reason why I don't sign him is because of age. But him and Gronk both hit free agency next year, or his first free agency. And I like Gronkowski. Don't get me wrong, great tight end, but I can't expect him to stay healthy for more than fucking maybe 6 games.
We must focus on what Scout
Seriously. See, now if he's like the second or third tight end on my rosters, or where it's like, oh, he's back in the Hockenson, okay, yeah, I would actually manage that because I could take that. No, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is for me, like if I was to sign Gronkowski, he would just be the second. He'd be the second tight end on my roster.
Key to finding Siri is that ugly.
But again, with Pitts, I guarantee you this next week, he's gonna go out and have fucking 17 catches for like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
in Velen, a castle until recently ruled by a self.
I didn't see. I didn't actually.
Controlled by his right-hand man, Sergeant
I didn't see his catches. I was looking at. I went to go see what Kirk Cousins' numbers were, and I hit the NFL standings. And I saw you at 2,400 yards. I'm like, I don't even want to look at the rest of this shit right now. I just want to see what Kirk Cousins' punk ass is at.
Rambling won't get us anywhere.
I'm like, he's got 1,100 yards. He's completing like 80% of his passes. 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Kirk Cousins. I'm like, y'all got Kirk Cousins on fucking goddamn Derek Carr level right now. I'm like, let's pump the fucking brakes here. All right, Kirk Cousins is a
You were gonna ask me something. What was it?
Tell me, do you think... Is there a chance...
I mean, if it makes you feel better, man, I fumble the ball a lot with my guy. Anthony fumbles the ball quite a bit, especially when he's trying to run the ball.
transformed by some curse?
Don't even want to think about it.
Geralt, we must.
Might be. From what I know, she was looking to.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
Curse while in Novigrad, but I'll lose it if I try to.
Okay, so when it comes to like shit like that, that's when people fumble like that. It's based on what is it? Ability to take hits or some shit like that, and that's one of the player traits. I switched, like, when I do the draft shit, like, I switched your guy to always braces for big hits. So when somebody tries to fucking hit him big, he's not gonna fumble the ball. Or be like, oh, I'm a pussy!
Might have missed a clue that would push us forward.
Certainly hope that's the case. Makes me wonder what she's gotten herself into.
Yeah, but when you turn it down to 15, did it fucking decrease a little bit?
Pull her out of it, safe and sound. That I promise you.
Ciri's trail in Skellige. We followed it, exhausted the possibilities. Might be time to go back to the continent.
Before you do,
Well, yeah, because...
there's one thing. It's important.
What's that?
Let's meet in Larthus.
Damn.
At the Warriors' Hall. We'll speak there.
No, that just tells you, dude, you probably had one of those loaded classes. like I said, man, this class that we're draft into this year is fucking deep. I mean, there's first round talent in the 3rd round.
Thank you.
Deep.
For that, and for your help in the garden. I'd not have managed without
the one thing I will say though is I thought this draft had good defensive tackles. I was actually wrong. It's not as deep as I thought it was.
But when I do, it is sincere.
Because I was looking at the projections, and then I went back and looked at my Dolphins franchise and saw some of the defensive tackles. Now there are some good ends, and you play a 3-4 anyways. You might find somebody, but I'm just. He doesn't. You're good. Because I See, what's funny about that whole situation that you're explaining to me is that shit happens to me when I face Kenny Clark of the Packers. I have literally a top 3 center in Ragnar, and he fucking throws him and the guard like ain't shit to get to Swift. I'm like, okay, cool. So you literally just ragdoll my all-pro center. Like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And, okay, and my right guard will have post up. Okay, and my right guard will have post up, which means when they double team somebody, they will actually win the block more. No, he just like, no, fuck it, I'll throw both. It's like, who the fuck are you, Goku? Like, boom! I heard you're strong! Boom! Sit the fuck, you're not that strong. Like, god damn. Motherfucker. Like, shit. Yes, I do understand your frustration. I just explained to you how I understand. And you're like, oh, yeah, you don't get it. No, Kenny Clark's not the same thing. I'm like, no, it's. I said I would play my game against the Vikings. Probably played my next game and just waited for you.
Saw it happen. Wanted to talk to me about something?
Huh?
Amos Far Ipsis, a specialist on gins. Heard of him? I found a tome he penned in the Emperor's
Let
library.
me save this and
Far
I'll
Ipsis
jump
set
on there
off
and beat the
skeleton
damn
one day
fucking.
and was never heard from again.
Well, attempt to
They
beat the
asked
fucking
local
Vikings.
folk. Some here still remember him.
Probably, but it'll be a lot. It'll be. I do make it harder on myself though, because I could have just been Miami and be like, fuck it, I'll play. I won't even play as two. I'm gonna put Brissett in, ball out as him, trade Tua, trade Brissett, and then fucking go get my. You can have him. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
Why are you even interested?
shit.
Gins are dangerous.
I mean, shit. You might actually do better with a lefty.
I remember. But the advantages outweigh the risks.
No,
If I can tame a gin,
not really. I mean, you really can't.
and that could be useful
You can't
these
really.
days.
Not. I mean, okay.
Nowhere to look for the mage and the gin.
The locals say they last saw Amos's ship off the coast of Hindusfjall, just before a once-in-an-eon storm broke.
Doubt we'll find them then. Mage is probably fish food.
Right.
And the gin escaped.
Not necessarily. But even if it is so, I'll not give up without seeing some evidence. Will you help me? I've no gold to offer in reward, but I shall be ever so grateful.
Oh shit.
Since you put it that way, fine. I'll help you.
Thank you. A boat awaits in the harbor. Come.
Shit. Honestly, I think if you get that pre-snap fucking changing your routes down,
I have.
it'll make it. It'll.
Possibly know I'd agree.
I did.
But yeah.
Decided to risk it.
Oh, no worries. I mean, honestly, man, there are times where it's unresponsive too, because I'll like sit there and I'll fucking hit triangle. Oh no. The unresponsive shit.
Can I have a word?
Right.
I serve the goddess.
Yeah.
What can I...
Words. It's like he's like pump faking almost while falling back. What the fuck?
You, Svanna. Hear about the hero's pursuits. Can outsiders sign up, or is this a closed event?
Freya sees no insiders, no outsiders. Any man can pay her tribute by risking his life in the service. Our races differ from those of the
What?
continent. We are beholden to one rule alone.
What the
First
fuck?
across the line wins. Sometimes he's the swiftest,
It's like
other times it is the one who knocks his opponents off their balance.
Explains the name. There an entry fee?
you know what you're doing is because are you throwing out a shotgun or are you doing drop back passes? Okay. Okay, well never mind. I was gonna say if you're doing like drop back passes and throwing it before you finish the drop back, that would fuck you up though too. Like
Bit of
Okay.
exercise never killed anyone.
because I've had that happen when I'll do drop back game, like I'll do a drop back pass one play.
Whoever wins each at least once returns here to Hindusfjall to face last year's best rider.
Because then,
Aiden
like what you were saying, like your guy like
What's his name?
fucking has a seizure and then won't throw the ball until like a second later. Well, I had that same thing happen where my guy will I'll drop back, throw it before my fucking guy finishes the drop back. Next play I'll do a similar fucking drop back, and then my guy will hold on to the ball, like oh shit, and then he'll get sacked or fucking or as you said, or like you, he'll twitch and just hold the ball for me. I'm like, what the fuck you doing there, dude? He's like, I can't process what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, slow kid, I understand too much.
Lead the way.
Just once you
Whatever,
were trying
you
to
just
take
suck,
the
bro.
initiative.
Then let me.
Yeah, I tried.
It would depend on the situation.
So, getting back to that fantasy conversation we were having earlier, Woody, that's why I have Kyle Kuzma. Like, he's actually been my most reliable fucking player this year.
Just because David's around doesn't mean you have to change what your fantasy was.
Hey, man, we were talking about that damn shit, and then you got on the phone. I was like, oh yeah, we were talking about fantasy sports. But yeah, no, that's why I haven't got rid of
fantasy
Kuzma.
sports.
That's why I haven't got rid of Kuzma yet.
You should have heard some of his fantasies, David.
Not too precise as leads go.
I'll cast a spell on our boat. We'll know
Yeah.
if there are any wrecks on the
Practice.
Well,
Practice.
that's what you get. It's called karma.
All right.
Practice. And see, motherfucker, you
Mind if I
should.
take the helm?
I got a choice.
No.
Yep, out for the game.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Geralt, how long must I wait? Are you ready to sail?
Sure, this gin thing's a good idea.
We managed to seize one before. Do you remember?
Of course. Dandelion almost lost his voice that time.
How lucky your exorcism saved it. It was poetic.
Yeah, how was I supposed to know that incantation meant to begone and plow yourself?
You should have studied foreign languages.
Gonna keep bringing that up for the rest of my life.
Of course. Your last wish effectively assured it.
My wish was about us being together always, not about you mocking my every mistake.
Careful what you wish for. And when your wish is granted, you must accept it with all attendant circumstances.
Yeah.
And as for your missteps, I don't rightly see why I shouldn't laugh if they're amusing.
Pits. Oh.